Hello friends, welcome to Infinite Coaching Classes. In this video we are going to deal with the different previous year prelims questions that were being asked on Indian polity in the UPSC exams. So basically in this video we are going to discuss the questions from the year 2009 to 2005, and this is the third part of our polity questions video series, and hopefully you might have watched the earlier two parts, and please do watch this part also till the end so that you can avail some good information for yourself. Okay, so friends, let's get started. So let's see the first question. The first question says, it's a question of the year 2009. It says, if a panchayat is dissolved, the elections are to be held within which time period? That is, time is being given 1 month, 3 months, 6 months or 1 year. So the answer for this is option number C, that is 6 months. Okay, so basically when a panchayat is dissolved, the new election should be held within 6 months, and the new panchayat which is being constituted after the premature dissolution should continue for the remaining period. Okay, not for a full term of 5 years. Okay, that's the answer. So next question, consider the following statements. Statement 1 says the governor of Punjab is concurrently the administrator of Chandigarh, and statement 2 says the governor of Kerala is concurrently the administrator of Lakshadweep. So which of the statements given above is correct? So options are only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer for this is option number A, that is only 1. Only the first statement is correct, and as far as the second statement is concerned, it is incorrect because by that time, that is in the year 2009, the governor of Kerala was not the administrator of Lakshadweep. Okay, next question. Consider the following statement. Statement 1 says the Advocate General of a state in India is appointed by the President of India upon the recommendation of Governor of the concerned state. And statement 2 says, as provided in the Civil Procedure Code, High Courts have original appellate jurisdiction of a state level. So which of the statements given above is or are correct? Options are only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, and neither 1 nor 2. So the answer is option number D, that is neither 1 nor 2. So none of these statements is correct. This is because, as we know, each state has an Advocate General, okay, an official who is corresponding to the Attorney General of India, and we are having similar functions, that is for the state. And according to, as we know, Article 165, he is being appointed by the governor and holds office during the pleasure of the governor. Okay, so only a person qualified to be a judge of a high court has or can be appointed to the post of Advocate General. Okay, so he is being appointed by the governor, not by the president. That's why first is incorrect. And secondly, he says that his remunerations is being determined by the governor. As per Article 177, it empowers him to speak and take part in the proceedings of the legislature of the state, okay, even if he is not a member of the legislature, but has no right to vote in it. Okay, and as provided in the Civil Procedure Code, High Court are not original, appellate and advisory jurisdiction at the state level. Okay, so that's why both the statements are incorrect. Moving on to the next question. In India, the first municipal corporation was set up in which of these places, or which of these cities you can say? So the options are Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai or Delhi. So the answer is option number B, Chennai. Okay, so it's a straightforward question, direct question. Okay, it was being set up in Chennai, the capital of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so next question. With reference to Lok Adalats, consider the following statements. Okay, regarding Lok Adalats, the statements are being given. So an award made by a Lok Adalat is deemed to be a decree of a civil court, and no appeal lies against there to be before any court. And the second statement says matrimonial or family disputes are not covered under Lok Adalats. So which of these statements is correct as far as Lok Adalats is concerned? Okay, so the answer is option number A, only 1. So only the first statement, that is an award made by a Lok Adalat is deemed to be decree of a civil court and no appeal lies against that to be before any law. So that's the correct statement. And for the second statement, it's incorrect. This is because the disputes regarding related to families or matrimonial disputes, these are also being covered under Lok Adalats. Okay, that's why it's incorrect. Next question. With reference to the Indian government, consider the following statements. Okay, the first statement says the Constitution of India provides that all cabinet ministers shall be compulsorily the sitting members of the Lok Sabha only. The Union Cabinet Secretariat operates under the direction of Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. So of these two statements, which one is correct? Only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. So the answer is option number D, that is neither 1 nor 2. None of these statements is correct. Okay, because as we know, there is no bar on the appointment of a person from outside the state or from outside the legislature as a minister, but he cannot continue for more than 6 months unless he secures a seat in either of the houses of the parliament. So if he is a member of either of these houses, then also he can become a cabinet minister. Okay, and as far as the second statement is concerned, the Union Cabinet Secretariat operates under the direction of Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. That's incorrect. Okay, let's see the next question. Which of the following constitutional amendment states that the total number of ministers, including the prime ministers in the council of ministers, shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members of the House of the People? So this provision is related to which of these amendments? That is 90th, 91st, 92nd, or 93rd. So the answer is option number B, that is 91st Amendment Act. Okay, so as per this act, it was said that including the prime ministers and the council of ministers shall not exceed the 50% of the total member of the House of People. Okay, next question. Consider the following statements. Central Administrative Tribunals, which we call as CAT, was set up during the prime ministership of Lal Bahadur Shastri. The member of CAT are drawn from judicial and administrative streams. So of these two statements, which one is correct? So only one, only two, both one and two, or neither one nor two. So the answer is option number B. Only the second statement is correct. That is, the member of the CAT are being drawn from judicial and administrative streams. Okay, and the first statement is incorrect because it was not being set up during the time of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Rather, it was being set up during the prime ministership of Rajiv Gandhi. Okay, so that's why it's incorrect. Moving on to the next question. With reference to the union government, consider the following statements. Okay, the number of ministers at the center on 15th August 1947 was 18. The number of ministers at the center at present is 36. Okay, that is during the year 2009. Okay, so which of the statements given above is correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, or neither one nor two. So the answer will be option number A, only one, because on 15th August 1947, the number of ministries was 18, and at that time, that is during 2009, the number of ministries was not 36, rather 48. Okay, that's why it is incorrect. Next question. In India, who is the chairman of the National Water Resources Councils? Of these four: Prime Minister, Minister of Water Resources, Minister of Environment and Forests, Minister of Science and Technology. So this is a very direct question, straightforward question. So the answer will be option number A, that is Prime Minister. Okay, so the Prime Minister is the chairman of National Water Resources Council. Okay, moving on to the next question. Under the administration of which of the following is the Department of Atomic Energy? So who chairs the Department of Atomic Energy? That is Prime Minister's Office, Cabinet Secretariat, Ministry of Power, or Minister of Science and Technology. So who is the head of this department? Answer will be option number A, that is the Prime Minister Office. In Prime Minister Office, it lies the administration of the Department of Atomic Energy. Let's see the next question. With reference to Indian government, consider the following statements. Okay, the first statement says the ministries or departments of the government of India are created by the Prime Ministers on the advice of the Cabinet Secretary. Second says each of the ministries is assigned to a minister by the President of India on the advice of Prime Minister. So of these two statements, which is correct? Options are only one, only two, both one and two, or neither one nor two. So the answer will be option number B. Only the second statement is correct. Okay, that is the ease of the ministries is assigned to a minister by the President on the advice of the Prime Ministers. And as far as the first statement is concerned, the ministries of the Department of Government of India are not created by the Cabinet Secretary. Okay, because as we know, the Cabinet Secretary is only just the head of the Cabinet Secretariat, and he is also the chairman of the Post of Civil Service Board. Okay, and apart from this, he doesn't have any other powers. Okay, next question. Which of the following is included in the directive principles of state policy? This is a question of the year 2008. Okay, so there are two DPSPs being given here, and which is the correct one? That is prohibition of traffic in human being and forced labors, prohibition of consumption except for medicinal purpose, or intoxicating drinks and of other drugs which are injurious to health. So of these two, which is correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, or neither one nor two. So the answer will be option number B, that is only the second statement is correct. Okay, so prohibition of consumption of drugs or intoxicating drinks except for medicinal purpose being prohibited. Okay, so the first statement is incorrect because as we know, the prohibition of traffic in human being and forced labor, it is being mentioned in Article 23 of the Indian Constitution, and it's not a directive principles, rather it's a fundamental rights. Okay, that's why it's been incorrect. Next question. Consider the following statements. The Constitution of India provides that the Legislative Assembly of each state shall consist of not more than 450 members chosen by direct election from territorial constituencies in a state. Second statement says a person shall not be qualified to be chosen to fill a seat in the Legislative Assembly of a state if he or she is less than 25 years of age. So of these two, which one is the correct statement? Only one, only two, both one and two, or neither one nor two? So the answer for this is option number B, that is only the second statement is correct, that is he should not be less than, he or she should not be less than 25 years of age. Okay, and as far as the first statement is concerned, it's incorrect because the number that is being given here, that is 450, it should not be 450, rather it's 500. Okay, so the Legislative Assembly of each state shall consist of not more than 500 members who should be chosen by direct election. Okay, so that's it's incorrect. Moving on to the next question. Under which of the following constitutional amendment acts 4 languages under the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India, thereby raising their numbers to 22? Okay, so earlier it was 18, and rather after this amendment it was made to, or the number became 22. Okay, so which of these amendments contributed these 4 scheduled languages to the Constitution of India? So the options are Constitution Amendment Act, that is 90th Amendment Act, 91st Amendment Act, 92nd Amendment Act, or 93rd Amendment Act. So the answer will be option number C, that is 92nd Amendment Act. Okay, so here this act basically came in the year 2003. Okay, next question. Which of the following is the largest, that is area wise, Lok Sabha constituency of these 4, that is Kangra, Ladakh, Kutch, or Bhilwara? So this is also a direct question. So the answer is option number B, Ladakh. Ladakh is the largest area-wise Lok Sabha constituency. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statements. Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer was the Chief Justice of India. First, okay. Second statement says Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer is considered as one of the progenitors of public interest litigations in India's judicial system. So which of the statement is correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, or neither one nor two? So the answer will be option number B, that is only the second statement is correct. Okay, because he is being considered as the progenitor of PIL in Indian judicial system. Okay, and if you see the first statement, it says that Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer was the Chief Justice of India. Okay, this is incorrect because Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer, he had never become the Chief Justice of India. Next question. Which schedule of Constitution of India contains special provisions for the administration and control of scheduled areas in several states? This is also a direct question. So in which state or which schedule we find the provisions for the administration of control of scheduled areas? That is 3rd, 5th, 7th, or 9th. So the answer is option number B, that is 5th. Okay, so basically in 5th schedule these provisions are being mentioned for the administration and control of the scheduled areas. Next question. Who among the following have hold the office of Vice President of India? Okay, so of these 4 options that is being given here, who has become the Vice President? Okay, so number 1 says Muhammad Hidayatullah, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad, Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy, Shankar Dayal Sharma. So the codes are 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4. So the answer is option number B, 1 and 4. Okay, that is Muhammadin Hidayatullah and Shankar Dayal Sharma has become the Prime Minister of India, and rest 2 is incorrect. Okay, next question. Match list 1 with list 2. Okay, list 1 says it's a list of certain persons, and list 2 the positions of those persons are being given. Okay, so option 1, that is A, says Nagendra Singh, A.N. Roy, R.K. Trivedi, Ashok Desai, and positions are Chief Election Commissioner of India, President International Court of Justice, Chief Justice of India, Attorney General of India. Okay, so the answer for this will be option number B, that is 2, 3, 1 and 4. So A, that is Nagendra Singh, it will match with call number 2, that is number 2, President of International Court of Justice. Okay, then you can say B, A.N. Roy, he is the Chief Justice of India, R.K. Trivedi, he is the Chief Election Commissioner of India, and Ashok Desai is the Attorney General of India. Okay, moving on to the next question. How many high courts in India have jurisdiction over more than one states or one states? Okay, with union territories not being included. Okay, so as we know, there are certain high courts which have the jurisdiction of more than one states, and what is their number? The options are A2, B3, C4, or D5. So the answer will be option number B, that is 3. So which are those high courts? So they are Guwahati High Court, Punjab and Haryana High Court, and Hyderabad High Court. Okay, moving on to the next question. who was the speaker of the first Lok Sabha? As we know, the first Lok Sabha, and in the first Lok Sabha, who was the speaker? Options are Hukum Singh, G.V. Mavlankar, K.M. Munshi, or U.N. Devbhar. So the answer will be option number B, G.V. Mavlankar. This is also a right question. Next question. Who among the following has been the Union Finance Minister of India? So of these four names given here, who has become the Finance Minister of India? So the options are V.P. Singh, R. Venkataraman, Y.B. Chavan, Pranab Mukherjee. So the options are 1, 2 and 3, 1, 3 and 4, 2 and 4, or all of these. So the answer will be option number D, all of these. So all of these four have become the Union Finance Ministers of India. Next question. This is a accession and reason question. So accession says the Council of Ministers in the Union of India is collectively responsible both to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the reason is the members of both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are eligible to be the ministers of Union government. So the codes are being given whether both A and R are individually true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Both A and R are individually true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. R is true but A is true but R is false, or A is false but R is true. So of these four options, which one is correct? So the answer will be option number D, that is A is false. The assertion is false but the reason is true. Okay, the assertion is false. So this is because the Council of Ministers of the Union of India, they are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha and not the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so that's why it's incorrect. Next question. Consider the following statements. The Judges Inquiry Bill 2006 contemplates to establish a judicial council which will receive complaints against judges of the Supreme Court, including the Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice, and judges of High Court. And second statement says, under the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, a woman can file a petition before a first-class judicial magistrate. So which of these statements given above is correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. So the answer will be option number B, that is only the second statement is correct in this respect. Okay, the first statement is incorrect because the Judges Inquiry Bill 2006, as we know, it's contemplates to establish a judicial council system which will receive the complaints against judges of the Supreme Court, okay, and not the Chief Justice of India. It includes only judges of Supreme Court, Chief Justice, and judges of High Courts, okay, except the Chief Justice of India. That's why this is incorrect. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statement. The chairman of the Committee on Public Accounts is appointed by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. The Committee on Public Accounts comprises members of Lok Sabha, members of Rajya Sabha, and a few eminent persons of industries and trade. So of these two statements which are correct, that is only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. So the answer will be option number A, that is only one. Only the first statement is correct because the chairman of the Committee of Public Accounts is being appointed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha. And as far as the second statement is concerned, it is incorrect. This is because, as we know, the Public Accounts Committee is a financial committee and it consists of basically 22 members, that is 15 from the Lok Sabha and 7 from the Rajya Sabha, okay, and who are being elected by the proportional representation system. And by convention, as we know, a Lok Sabha member from a major opposition party is appointed as its chairman. Okay, so ministers cannot be members of the Committee of Public Accounts. Okay, and it is being assisted by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So that's why the second statement is incorrect. Moving on to the next statement. Which of the following constitutional amendment act seeks that the size of the Council of Ministers at the center and in the state must not exceed 15% of the total number of members in the Lok Sabha and the total number of members of the Legislative Assembly of that state respectively. So this is the provision under which of these amendments, that is 91st, 93rd, 95th, or 97th. So the answer is option number A, that is 91st Amendment. So these provisions were being mentioned in the 91st Amendment Act. Next question. Consider the following statement in respect to the financial emergency under Article 360 of the Constitution of India. Okay, so the statements are: a proclamation of financial emergency issued shall cease to operate at the expiration of that period. It is being approved by the resolution of both the Houses of Parliament. If any proclamation of financial emergency is in operations, it is competent for the President of India to issue directions for the deduction of salaries and allowances of all or any class of persons serving in connection with the affairs of the Union, but excluding the judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts. So which of the statements given above is correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. So the answer will be option number A, that is only the first statement is correct, because it's being given that if in case of any proclamation of financial emergency in its operation, it is competent for the President of India to issue directions for the reduction of salaries and allowances of all or any class of persons serving in connection with the affairs of the state. Okay, so the correct answer will be state, will be the affairs of the state. It's not union. Okay, so that's the reason why it's incorrect. Okay, and moving on to the next question. Which of the following is the correct chronological order of the formation of the following states as full states of Indian Union? Okay, so which is the correct order? Options are Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Haryana, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Haryana, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, or Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and then Haryana. So the correct order is option number B, Nagaland, Haryana, Sikkim, and then Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so if we look the year, Nagaland was being formed in the year 1962, Haryana in the year 1966, Sikkim in the year 1975, and Arunachal Pradesh in the year 1986. Okay, so that's the correct order for it. Next question. Consider the following statements. The mode of removal of a judge of a high court in India is same as the removal of a judge of a Supreme Court. Second statement says, after retirement from the office, a permanent judge of the High Court cannot plead or act in any court or before any authority in India. So which of the statements is correct? Options are only one, only two, both one and two, or neither one, not two. So the answer is option number A, that is only one. Only the first statement is correct, because as we know, after retirement, a judge of a High Court cannot serve in any court or before any authority in India except in the Supreme Court and High Court other than the High Court in which he was or he had hold the office. Okay, so in this question the second statement is incorrect. Next question. Who was the Chief Justice of India when the public interest litigation was introduced in the Indian judicial system? So this is a question from the year 2006 and it's a direct question. So basically, who was the CJI by the time the PIL was introduced into Indian judiciary? That is M. Hitayatullah, A. M. Ahmadi, A. S. Anand, and P. N. Bhagwati. So the answer will be option number D, that is P. N. Bhagwati. Okay, next question. Which one among the following commission was set up in pursuance of a defined provision under the article of the Constitution of India? Okay, so the options are University Grants Commission, National Human Rights Commission, Election Commission, Central Vigilance Commission. So of these four options, which is correct? Okay, or which one was being set up under the article of the Indian Constitution? So the answer is option number C, that is the Election Commission. Okay, next question. Consider the following statements. A person who has hold office as a permanent judge of a high court cannot plead or act in any court before any authority in India except in Supreme Court. Second statement says a person is not qualified for appointment as a judge of a high court in India unless he has for at least 5 years hold a judicial office. So of these two statements, which one is correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, or not, neither one, not two. So the answer is option number D, neither of these statements is correct, because as we know, a permanent judge of a high court cannot plead or act in any court or before any authority of India except in the Supreme Court and other high courts. Okay, and other high courts is being not included in the first statement, that's why it's incorrect. And as far as the second statement is concerned, it is being answered in the Article 220 of the Constitution that a person should have hold a judicial office in the territory of India for at least 10 years to be qualified for the appointment of a judge of a high court. Okay, and that's why it is incorrect. Next question. With reference to the government of India various programs, what is Nirmal Gram Puraskar? Okay, so this is being award which is being given, and what does it signify? Nirmal Gram Puraskar. So it is an incentive scheme of scholarship for the single girl child in families in villages. It is an incentive scheme of scholarship for female sportsperson from villages who represent their village in any game. It is an incentive scheme for the schools in the villages for computer education. It is an incentive schemes for the Panchayat institution. So the answer will be option number D, that is it's an incentive scheme for the Panchayat institutions, that is Nirmal Gram Puraskar. Okay, next question. Which one of the following subjects is under the Union list in the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India? Okay, so as we know, which of these following four options, that is regulations of labor and safety in mines and oil fields, B. Agriculture, C. Fisheries, and D. Public Health is being mentioned in the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India. So the answer is option number A, that is the regulatory or regulation of labor and safety in mines and other fields. This is being mentioned in the Union list in the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India. Okay, next question. Consider the following statements. There is no provisions in the Constitution of India to encourage equal pay for equal work for both men and women. The Constitution of India does not define backward classes. So of these two statements, which one is correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither one, not 2. So the answer will be option number B, only 2. That is, the Constitution of India does not define backward classes. Okay. So now, the first statement, as we know, this is being mentioned in the part 5 in Article 39D of the Constitution. Okay, that is equal work for both men and women should be paid equally. Next question. Consider the following statements. The Rajya Sabha alone has the power to declare that it would be in a national interest for the Parliament to legislate with respect to a matter in the state list. Second statement says, resolution approving in proclamation of emergency are passed only by the Lok Sabha. So of these two statements, which one is correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither one, not 2. So the answer is option number A, only one. Only the first statement is correct, because as we know, the resolution that is being approved, for the proclamation of emergency, this is not passed only by the Lok Sabha, rather it should be passed by both of the houses. Next question. What does the 104th constitutional amendment bill related to? Okay, this is also a direct question. Options are abolition of a legislative council in certain states, introduction of dual citizenship for persons of Indian origin living outside of India, providing quota to socially and educationally backward classes in private educational institutions, or providing quota for religious minorities in the service under the central government. So the answer will be option number C, that is, this constitutional amendment deals with providing quota to socially and educationally backward classes, and particularly in the private educational institutions. Okay, let's see the next question. This is a assertion reason question, and the assertion says, in India every state has a high court of its in its territory, and the reason is the Constitution of India provides a high court in its state. So the courts are being given here, like both A and R are individually true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Both A and R are individually true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. A is true but R is false, or A is false but R is true. So the answer will be option number D, that is, A is false but R is true. The assertion is false, because as we know that every state doesn't have their own high court in their territory. Okay, so it is incorrect. Next question. Consider the following statements. Free and compulsory education to the children of 6 to 14 years age group by the state by the 76th Amendment to the Constitution of India. Sarva Shiksha Vision seems to provide computer education even in rural areas. Education was included in the concurrent list by the 42nd Amendment, that is in the year 1976, by the Constitution of India. So of these three statements, which one is or are correct? 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or 1 and 3. So the answer will be option number C, that is 2 and 3. Only the second and third statements are correct. And as far as the first statement is concerned, it is incorrect, because free and compulsory education to the children of 6 to 14 years of age group by the state was made a fundamental rights by the 86th Amendment Act. Okay, 86th Amendment to the Constitution of India. So that's why it's incorrect. Next question. Consider the following. Okay, first number says disputes with mobile cellular companies, motor accident cases, and pension cases. So for which of the above are Lok Adalats held? So for which of these cases or disputes can we hold a Lok Adalat? Options are only 1, 1 and 2, only 2, or all of these. So the answer will be option number C, only 2. That is, only for the motor accident cases we can hold the Lok Adalats in this case. Okay, next question. Consider the following statements. First statement says, Part 9 of the Constitution of India provisions for the Panchayats and was inserted by the Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Second statement says, Part 9 of the Constitution of India contains provisions for municipalities, and the Articles 243Q envisage two types of municipalities, a municipal council and a municipal corporation for every state. Okay, so of these two statements, which one is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1, not 2. So the answer is option number A, only 1. That is, only the first statement is correct. Okay, the second one is incorrect, because the part 9A of the Constitution of India, it contains provisions for municipalities, and the Article 243Q, it envisages three types of municipalities. Okay, it's not two types. Okay, that is Nagar Panchayat, a municipal council for smaller urban areas, and a municipal corporation for larger urban areas. So basically it envisages three types of municipalities. That's why it's incorrect. Next question. Consider the following statements. Article 371A to 371I was inserted in the Constitution of India to meet regional demands of Nagaland, Assam, Manipur, Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, and Goa. Constitution of India and the United States of America envisages a dual polity, that is the union and the states, but a single citizenship. A naturalized citizen of India can never be deprived of his citizenship. So which of these statements is correct? Only one and three, only three, or all of these? So the answer is option number A. Only the first statement is correct, that is only one. And as far as the second statement is concerned, it is incorrect because the Constitution of India, it envisages only one citizenship and not dual polity, okay, or dual citizenship. And the third statement is incorrect because the naturalized citizens of India can be deprived of his citizenship under some certain conditions, okay, like on the basis of fraud, disloyalty, etc. Okay, so in that case it may be deprived. Next question. Consider the following statements. Article 301 pertains to the right to property. Right to property is a legal right but not a fundamental right. Article 300A was inserted in the constitutional amendment. So which of the statements given above is correct? So the options are only 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, or 1, 2 and 3. So the answer will be option number B, that is 2 and 3. Only the second and third statements are correct, and the first statement is incorrect because Article 301 pertains to right to property, but the Constitution of India does not recognize property right as a fundamental right. Okay, so that's why indeed it is incorrect. Next question. The Constitution 88th Amendment Act is related to which of these following? Okay, empowering the center to levy and appropriate service tax, the constitution of the National Judicial Commission, readjustment of electoral constituencies on the basis of population census 2001, or the demarcation of new boundaries between states. So the 88th amendment deals with which of the following? So the answer will be option number A, that is to empowering the center to levy and appropriate service tax. Okay, moving on to the next question. Consider the following statement. The Constitution of India has 40 parts. Second statement says there are 390 articles in the Constitution of India in all. Third statement says 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th schedules were added to the Constitution of India by the Constitutional Amendment Act. So which of the statements is correct? Only say options are 1 and 2, only 3, 1, 2 and 3. So the answer will be option number C, that is only 3. And that is the 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th schedules were added to the Constitution of India by the constitutional amendments. Okay, and as the first and second statements are concerned, our constitution has 22 parts and not 40 parts, and it has 395 articles. Okay, so that's why these two statements 1 and 2 are incorrect. Next question. Who among the following was the chairman of the Union Constitution Committee of the Constituent Assembly? Okay, so options are Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, J.B. Kripalani, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, or Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer. So the answer will be option number C, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was the chairman of the Union Constitution Committee of the Assembly, Constituent Assembly. Okay, next question. Consider the following statements. Statement 1 says the Constitution of the United States of America came into force in the year 1810. All revenue bills must originate in the House of Representatives of the US Congress. And third statement says George W. Bush is the only president in the history of the United States of America. Okay, so which of the statements given above is or are correct? So the options are only 1, only 2, 1 and 2, and 2 and 3. Okay, so the answer is option number B, that is only the second statement is correct. All revenue bills must originate in the House of Representatives of the US Congress. Okay, and so the Constitution of USA, it did not came in the year 1810, rather it came into effect in the year 1789, and George W. Bush is not the only president in the history of USA. Okay, so that's why these both are incorrect. Next question. Consider the following statements. The Parliament of Russia is called Federal Assembly. Second statement says the Council of the Federation in the Russian Parliament is the lower house. Third statement says the name of the upper house in the Russian Parliament is in State Duma. Okay, so which of the statements given above is correct? 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or only 1? So the answer will be option number D, that is only the first statement is correct. That is the Parliament of Russia is called the Federal Assembly. Okay, and for the next two statements, these are incorrect because the State Duma is the Russian Parliament's lower house, and the upper house of the Russian Parliament is the Federation Council. It's not the lower house. Okay, so the Council of Federation is the upper house, and the name of the lower house is the State Duma. Okay, that's why these are incorrect. Next question. This is a matching question. List 1 is there is being given the names of certain countries. So the countries are Netherlands, Ukraine, Poland and Japan. And in the second column, the name of their parliaments are being given like that, States General, Supreme Council or SESM. So we have to match it, and the correct matching for this will be option number B, that is 2, 3, 4 and 1. That is Netherlands is parliament's name is State General, Ukraine's is Supreme Council, Poland's is Sejm, and Japan is Diet. Okay, so that's the correct matching for that. Okay, next, consider the following statements. Okay, the Parliament cannot enlarge the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of India as its jurisdiction is limited to that conferred by the Constitution. The officers and servants of the Supreme Court and High Courts are appointed by the concerned Chief Justice, and the administrative expenses are charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. Okay, so of this given two statements, which one is correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 not 2? So the answer will be option number B, that is only the second statement is incorrect and the first one is being incorrect. Okay, because the Supreme Court's jurisdictions and power with respect to the matters of the Union list can be enlarged by the Parliament. Okay, further, its jurisdiction and power with respect to other matters can be enlarged by a special agreement of the center and the states also. Okay, so that's why the first statement is being incorrect. Next question, consider the following statements. There are 25 high courts in India. Punjab, Haryana and the Union Territory of Chandigarh have a common high court. National Capital Territory of Delhi has a high court of its own. So of these three statements regarding the high courts of India, which one is correct? 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 3, or only 3? So the answer will be option number A, that is 2 and 3. Only the second and third statement are correct and the first one is incorrect, because there are 24 high courts in India and it's not 25. Okay, so the number is different, that's why it is incorrect. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of our video. Hopefully you might have liked this video, you might have enjoyed this video. Okay, thank you friends, thanks for watching.